Hi. In mathematics, it is always important to make sure that your equations and answers are accurate. This applies to drawings as well. We can draw a point, a line, a curve, or even a shape. But we need to make sure that we draw our diagram in the correct position on the page. Let's say that you are meeting a friend at a park and you need to tell them exactly where you are. Are you near a tree, on a bench, or beside a pond? We use landmarks to help us establish where we are in terms of our surroundings. But when drawing in maths, it is not easy to tell someone where our drawing is on the page. Let's say we need to draw a small circle. Okay, well, where on the page should we draw it? Let's draw it near the top of the page. But this gives us the whole top half of the page. Let's say the top right-hand side of the page. Okay, better. But this is still quite a big space. Let's say we use the left side of the top right-hand side of the page. Closer, but not exactly. Let's say we're going to use the bottom left side of the top right-hand side of the page. This is vague, confusing, and makes absolutely no sense. Now let's draw a small circle. Well, how small is small? This is a small circle, but so is this and this. We now have a small circle that we can barely see, a circle that is small but bigger than the smaller version, and then a final small circle that is small yet the biggest of three circles already. In mathematics, it is very important that we can determine the exact position of our drawing and be precise in the shape and size as well. To make it easier, we use the Cartesian plane to draw figures. So let's start with a blank page. First, we divide the page in half horizontally and again in half vertically. We now have four sections, which we call quadrants. These lines can be as long as you want. We put arrows on the ends of each line to show that they continue on forever. We call the horizontal line the x-axis and the vertical line the y-axis. When working with the axes, we only have to show the x and the y. So let's make some space over here and put the x on the x-axis. Then we can make some space up here and put a y on the y-axis. The point when the axes meet over here is called the origin, and at this point both x and y take on the value of 0. X is positive to the right of the y-axis, so x is positive up here and down here as well. The numbers along the axes show how many units we have moved away from the origin. So now we can write positive 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When x is positive, we know we are working with the right-hand side of the page. To make it easier, we make x negative to the left side of the page. So x will be negative up here and down here. Now we can make our numbers negative as well. So let's say negative 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If I asked you to draw a dot on the left-hand side of the page, you would draw it somewhere where x is negative, but this is still quite a large space to work with. So let's look at the y-axis. In the top half of the page, y is positive. So y is positive up here and up here. Now we can number the y-axis with positive 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In the bottom half of the page, y is negative. So y is negative down here and again down here. Now we can write our negative numbers, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For both of our axes, we have used numbers 1 to 5, but the arrows show the axes continue forever, from negative to positive infinity. So you can use as many numbers as you need to. Now let's say that there is a dot on the page where x is positive and y is positive. So the dot will sit somewhere in this quadrant over here. But this is still quite a big space for a tiny dot. So let's make some space. Let's say we want to draw a dot where x is 3 and y is 4. So we start from the origin and move along the x-axis until we get to 3. And we can draw a vertical line over here where x is 3. But x is 3 at any point along this vertical line. So we still need more information on exactly where to draw our dot. We want to draw the dot where x is 3, but also where y is 4. So let's look at our y-axis at 4. And we can draw a horizontal line over here where y is 4. Y is 4 at any point along this line. The place where the lines meet is exactly where x is 3 and y is 4. So we can draw our dot over here. In geometry, we call this dot a point, and these details are known as the coordinates of the point. To write down the coordinates of the point, we open a bracket, write down the x coordinate, then a semicolon, the y coordinate, and then we can close our bracket. This point has an x coordinate of 3 and a y coordinate of 4. So we can write down the coordinates as 3, 4.